before the sample could be run. And literally the way I learned was I just picked up a hand torch and went at it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to be moving the hand torch back and forth, warming up this glass, and I'm trying to only heat a relatively small area of the glass, but I don't want to get it too hot too quickly, because since the glass is under vacuum, once it becomes liquid, once it becomes soft, it's going to collapse on itself. But that's actually part of the, that's the plan. Underneath the sample, I have a little sand bath, so that way when the sample needs to drop, I've got a safe place to put it. Many times we would use liquid nitrogen. Now, I'm going to pause here. Normally you shouldn't pause, but I want to point out you can see an indentation has started to form right here. So once you see that indentation, move to the opposite side and cause it to collapse, and then just kind of work your way around as the glass slowly collapses. And in many cases, when I'm heating the glass tubing, instead of pointing the flame directly at the tubing, I'm hitting the tubing with a glancing blow, or very quickly going across, because I want that that tubing to be hot enough to move, but not so hot that it collapses on itself and pops. And I'll do an example of that later. I actually showed my students that what happens if you heat up your sample too fast. So I've got a section that's collapsed on itself. Now what I'm going to do is I'm turning my gas down to give me a much sharper flame. It's sharper, and that will let me get in here without heating up too much glass. You have to be patient, because I could make this go faster by using a larger flame, but I'm more likely to lose control. So now what I'm going to do, I'm taking my tweezers to hold the sample to help stabilize it. And I'm pulling down just a little bit, and there it goes. It's always a good idea to just gently heat this up. You can even give it like a little bit of a bushy annealing flame, just a teeny bit, to help reduce the stress. You also want to make sure that the end is not pointy. This end I don't really care about. And so now, just place it in the sand to cool.